it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. I'm doing a taping video for you guys. Don't, Cashmere, don't be dramatic. She's like, I always do that. As soon as I start filming, they know, and they're just like, here's the moment, my moment. So his ears have kept flopping over on top of his head. So I'm just going to do a simple taping to try to help that not be an issue. So what I'd like to do is I like to take the ear up like that. I take it up with one hand here, and literally doesn't really matter. Sometimes I'll do that, but like I'll take this inner part of the ear here and just put it back like that as I do it.
Kind of make it like a taco.
Fold it back like a little taco. And then what I do, and this doesn't have to be precise, the first one.
It's just to keep it in place.
Yep. In this, and I'm showing you guys this, one person, because not everybody has two people. So you can kind of help fix your work a little bit. On the second one, it does not need to be tight. It just needs to be tight enough not to come off. And so he obviously isn't going to like it, but you'll have to just get over that. Now what I do, depending upon what the ear is doing, I will oftentimes just give it a little bend in the opposite direction of where it's going. And on a really extreme case, what I may do actually is like take the tape and then actually kind of bend the ear down and then literally tape it that way. And then just kind of hold it, kind of bend it down a bit to just kind of help reshape it. You can see there that it's actually
going the other way now.
Going down now versus what this one's doing here. So I'll do it on another one now.
His ears don't even look that long whenever they're flopped on top of his head, and then you tape them and you can see
give it the little
hair sticking out.
A little taco. And then what I like to do is just kind of pull that around. Like I said, the first one doesn't really need to be that tight. Is that Batista?
Yes.
Yeah, he got in trouble for not leaving the cat alone today. Whenever I told him to. He's been going through his hormones lately, and he's testing my patience.
Cashmere got in trouble today too.
So this one actually is a touch sloppier, but it'll still do the trick. Dadgummit.
Dad.
It's my dad's word. All right, come on. So that's better. Not as good. Here we go.
I will say you did get
the others
higher up right there.
Yeah, and then what I'm gonna do is just, and the thing about it is, and this is why I'm not even gonna fix it, because I want you guys to see that in a case like this, it really doesn't matter how neat your work is. The only thing that matters is that you've stopped the ear from flopping on top of the head. That's it. That's all that matters.
They're not out of their kennel. They're just...
You don't want to have any, like this tape right here is being a little difficult. So what I'm going to do is cut another piece, because if I don't, then it'll
catch.
Off. It'll come off and
catch on the sun or whatever.
One of the dogs will pay attention to it and
them up on the counter.
No, stay put.
You can't tell how big he is until you bring him up onto the counter.
Good boy.
So big.
You good boy. There we go. Perfect. There we are, my love. Yeah.
And that's that.
And now we will set him up to look pretty.
He's a bit lazy right now.
And you can see his beautiful face.
He's so pretty.
His beautiful face.
He's so tired.
And his ears.
And he's gonna flop down.
He's like, whatever, ma.
I will say this video is running a bit short. If you wanna open like a letter or something. I don't know.
Huh? Oh, okay.
I will say it's like 5 minutes right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so anyway, but that's just a heads up on that, of how I do that. And then we also have a letter that we got in the mail from a subscriber, so I'll go ahead and I will open that. You'll have to excuse me, I'm really sick. Allergies are bad, man. I didn't used to have allergies, but I really think that it's just because we have a abnormally wet season this year, and we haven't had that in so long that I think that all of us have just lost our immunity. So let me get it.
Hi, Blondie.
Here we go. Yeah, that's
Here,
why.
there's
That's why
no,
I didn't do.
There's no address on it, right?
Yeah, I'll just do it like this. That's why.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Or I was gonna say, yes, yes, I am sick, but I'm not the only one. There was
Yes.
another YouTuber that I saw that was also sick. He lives in Houston, and
And then the makeup gal, or was it makeup? Or what
yeah, but
was
I
it?
don't know if she lived in Texas.
Oh, but
a
she's
lot of
still
people
sick.
are sick right now. So this came from Miss Melanie Chai, I believe, from McKinney, Texas. And I took the thingy off so that it would be,
No address.
yeah, we don't want to show. My address you can show is fine. That's because we do accept mail there.
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah.
a P.O. box
Yes.
in Liberty Hill.
So, looks as though it's been taped as well, but I open mail. I need one of those letter openers
Yeah,
to
just
be much more elegant about it. Okay, here we go. So, hi, my name is Melanie. I enjoy watching your videos. I've learned a lot about this breed. Very grateful. I'm summarizing. Thank you for the videos. Preacher's her favorite. Let me see here. Cooking with Corsos because she's very busy with her son. She is a single mother with a 2-year-old. First time Corso owner. Got Zoe when she was 10 months old from her friend who got her at 5 months old from his friend who used to breed them. She was left over from a litter. Not sure why they couldn't sell her. My friend had her for 3 months in which she was left outside all day. I read you aren't supposed to leave them outside because they develop bad behaviors such as digging, constant barking. She's an inside dog now, and when I do let her out, she's like your neighbor, so barks a lot. I took her to PetSmart for the basic intermediate training. When she was 10 months old, she did well. She's extremely smart. Zoe has me trained very well. She has a personality like Bishop, stubborn and spoiled. Zoe's main issue is that she's not socialized. I can't take her for walks because when she sees people, she starts pulling, lunging, barking, all of it. I can't control her. Here are the issues I was wanting to address. The constant barking. Whenever she's outside, she'll bark at every noise she hears. Hey, Belladonna, quit. So, with the barking, it's something that you are just going to have to address. You're really going to have to get in there and get onto her for that, and make it known that she's not allowed to do that. Every time she goes out there and barks, you have to get onto her. When I say get onto her, hey, what I mean, Belladonna, I'll put you up. Don't test me, girl. Don't you mess with those ears. She's queen of getting the tape off the ears. And he instigates. Having said that, if your dog isn't like, let's give an example. If you have a toddler and you keep telling the toddler to stop messing with something, if you don't eventually get it through to that toddler's mind that if they do that, there's going to be a consequence, and that consequence has to be something that they don't want, then, sorry, Savannah wanted Giovanni out, and so he just peed on my floor.
Still learning. It's okay. Giovanni. He's a learning pup. Comes with the learning.
Luckily, it's not very much when they're this small, but still,
Yeah.
I swear.
I should start bringing out puppy pads.
Yeah.
Forgot about
Well,
that part.
I'm gonna be. Anyway, so having said that, a consequence needs to be a actual consequence. Just because it's a consequence to you doesn't make it a consequence to the dog. Okay. So the dog needs to know that you're upset, and they need to know that you're upset in a way that they will not want to do it in the future. In the same way that when you discipline a child, they don't do it because, well, it's like, oh, I sure do love my mom. I don't want to upset my mom. I wish that worked. I have a teenager. It doesn't work. You have to actually apply real discipline. So that is something that when she goes off like that, you're going to have to go out there every single time. And it's going to be annoying, but you're going to have to do that. Unless it's a legitimate issue, you're going to have to do that. Aggression at the vet and dog park. So whenever she goes to the vet, she must be sedated and muzzled at every visit. I'm taking her to a new vet in Dallas for shots. It could be the previous vet accommodated smaller dogs. Also, Zoe has food toy aggression and has issues at daycare. So, daycare. I really do not recommend daycare because your dog's going to pick up bad behaviors from other people's dogs. So that right there is already an issue for me. Having said that, at 10 months old, a lot of this stuff is going to be very difficult to work through. I mean, you live in McKinney, Texas. I would actually advise coming and seeing me and letting me work with your dog, because this is stuff that it's timing issues, right? Timing issues. As soon as a dog starts to get aggressive, they do many other things before they actually become aggressive. The very first thing they typically do is they look in that direction. Now, once they look, they're going to start thinking. And if they're going to be aggressive, they're going to do what's called fixation, where they're going to get a very intense look in their eye and they're going to just stare right at that thing. Now, if you know that your dog is prone to aggression, then it is at that moment that you should correct them. In fact, some dogs have to be corrected the minute that they look over there. Some dogs just need to learn to mind your manners, eyes forward, mind your own business, okay? In some dogs, you do have to start off that way. And then you can work up to letting them look at things and this and that, because they oftentimes, like even right now, as awesome as Batista is, he has gone through a stage, he's a puppy, he's going through a stage where what he'll do is we'll be on the walk and he'll look at people and he does this thing where he's low and he looks up at them like this and he stares. And if I don't give him a correction right then to get his eyes forward, he starts to kind of like overreact a bit. They start to they get scared and then their brain kind of runs away with them and they overreact. And so it is a timing issue. You have to do the correction early enough. Otherwise, you're going to lose the opportunity. The dog is going to act and you've lost the opportunity to break that habit. Everything is about habits. And so you always want to make sure that your dog is doing the right thing. And you do that by preventing them from doing the wrong thing. And that is in timing. So if you correct the dog before they actually have the opportunity to do the bad behavior, then you don't have to worry about that behavior because you're correcting it. You know what I mean? You're correcting it until you can trust them. Many people are like, well, I didn't know how she was going to react this time. Well, it doesn't matter. If you can't trust the dog, then don't let them have that trust by allowing them to even go there. You know what I mean? You correct it and you move on. About the vet and all that stuff, I mean, like I said, that's something you really have to know what you're doing. I mean, your dog has to really respect you. Okay, because when you go into a vet, that's a scary place for almost any dog. Even I have, like Cashmere, can be difficult. And if I'm not there working with her, she won't work as well for people as she will for me. Well, last time I took her to the vet for the eye, they had her in a kennel, in a run actually, which I also was a very bad idea. You don't want to give the dog the ability to move away from you because that instigates and kind of fuels the fear. So she was in the back snapping at them and stuff, which I thought was ridiculous. I thought it was silly, but it's the way that they kept her and also their thinking of her. They probably thought she was a huge pit bull. So having said that, that's something you really, really have to know what you're doing. It's very tough to do with a fearful dog, with any dog, but especially a fearful dog. You really have to be very firm and stern. Some people would say, oh, give them treats, this and that. Not from what I've seen. Most dogs that are like that don't even want a treat at that point. Skin issues, she has hot spots, bald spots, does a lot of licking and itching. She's been taking a medication, helps though it's expensive. Decided to switch her food, seems to be doing okay, but it's spring, I notice hot spots again and itching. I bathe her once a week and wash her bedding weekly too. I can't afford the hypoallergenic dog food, and I can't afford raw diet. Wow, Zoe will be 5 years old in July. Ooh.
It's a bit late to be working on training.
That is, it's not impossible, but you're really, like, you're signing yourself up for a lot of work. I mean, not saying it can't be done, but not without help. You're gonna need help. A behavioralist, that's what I am. I don't consider myself, even though I train dogs and I can train dogs, I don't consider myself to be a trainer. I consider myself to be a behavioralist that trains dogs. You, quit chewing on my dress. Get over here. And so anyway, so I'm able to see where the issues are. You know what I mean? Where the dysfunction is in a relationship between a dog and the family, and show you where it's breaking down and why it's breaking down. And I could very easily do that with you as well. I don't know if that's something that, I don't know if our training program is something that you could afford, but there's a lot that goes into this. I do think that you should call me. I do think that a phone call would be warranted for this. That way I can try to help you with it, because there's only so much I can tell you over this kind of communication. You know what I mean? I really need to know a lot about that, what's going on. As far as the seasonal allergies for the skin, my dogs get bad skin when the seasons change. And so I always give them a good wash. I try my best to kind of get out all that dry, dead hair. And then I give them a coating of coconut oil, a light coating of coconut oil, and usually they're fine. You can try different dog foods, but there are, I don't think I have any now, but there are like medicated, if you go to like Tractor Supply or any kind of feed store, they do have medicated shampoos you can try. But if it's just bald spots, hot spots, I would be willing to bet that it's probably just the seasonal changing, but I don't know. I'm not a vet, so that area there, I'm just not, I would be just as I would be guessing just as much as you. So, like I said, you can give me a call. I know you did do a donation, and I really do appreciate that. It's a $20 donation. Timing is everything. Be strict. Be very, very strict. Do not worry about hurting her feelings when you're giving her a correction. If you're worried about how she's feeling, you're not being effective. So just keep that in mind. So that's all I can say on that. Like I said, you're more than welcome to call me, Melanie, and I can try my best to talk about this with you further. If you can come down, I could work with you. Sorry, there's been flies in the house all day. But that's the best that I can offer in that regard. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great day, and I will talk at you later. Bye.